Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is fine and ready as I am. It is 12 o'clock on the dot, and we are ready for a nice lesson today. We are going to read today. We're reading today. Yeah. So it is 12 o'clock on the dot. 12 o'clock when I think it's when the sun is at its highest point in the sky, then it's 12 o'clock. So it's 12 o'clock. So since it's 12 o'clock, we no longer say good morning, we say good afternoon or yeah, afternoon. Normally we say afternoon because after 12, it's afternoon. You understand? Since 12 is known as noon. And in the other way, 12 is known as midnight. But it's fine. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is enjoying the day as I am. It's Monday. And as I say always, Monday is a day that you must be excited about everything. Even the smallest of things, you must be excited about it because it's a Monday. You can't be sad on a Monday. Mm-mm, You can't be sad on a Monday. It's Monday. It's a healthy day. It's an awesome day. It's a new week. You get to start all over. Everything of last week has gone away. You get to start all over because it's a new week. You get to start doing things that you wanted to do. If you wanted to start exercising, get to start exercising. It's a Monday. You get to exercise for 7 whole days. So let us enjoy the Monday and let us have fun. Let us have fun. Right. So we're going to read and respond to simple text. Simple text we are reading today. We're going to read. By the way, my name is Chiponosio Longwe. And yes, I am teaching grade 3 literacy now. I just come from teaching numeracy where we're doing division. So now we're going to be doing grade 3 literacy. So, yes, let us enjoy the lesson as I am enjoying the lesson. Yeah, let us all enjoy the lesson as thoroughly as possible. I want to give some time for anyone. Like, I just want to give some time, maybe about 2 minutes or so, for people to gather their things, to get their things ready. So I want to give some time for that, and also give some time in case people are still getting into the class. So I'm going to give about 5 minutes, 2 minutes for you to get your things ready, and the other minutes just for us to start. So I'm going to give about 5 minutes, five full minutes for people to get in, or for people, for everyone just to get themselves ready for the lesson because we're reading today. So the 5 minutes has started. The 5 minutes have started. So this is a time where you get all the things that you need to get ready for the lesson. This is a time where you prepare yourself for the lesson. This is the time where you put yourself in. So if you've just joined us, we've started. Not much has happened. Anyone who's just joined us must know we just started. Not much has happened as yet. So, yes, since not much has happened as yet and you've just joined us, it's an awesome thing. Number one rule about the lesson today, it's about that all the videos must be switched off, and you will find yourself that you are muted. You would only be able to be unmuted when a question is being asked, or you want to give an answer, or you have a question. But I normally do my questions towards the end while you're writing down the homework. While you're writing down the homework, let me start asking questions. Right. So let us do that. 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 Let us do it. Let us do it. Let us work. So I said I'll give 5 minutes, 5 minutes for people to get ready. Also 5 minutes in case that more learners are coming into the lesson. Remember that we're going to have a very, very beautiful lesson. So more learners must get into the lesson, and we must enjoy the lesson as much as possible. As much as possible. So I'm giving 5 minutes. These are the 5 minutes you get all the stationery you need. These are the 5 minutes that you prepare yourself in case maybe you need to go to the restroom or something, or you just need to stretch out your body, and these are the 5 minutes that we can use before our lesson. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Our 5 minutes has hit the 2-minute mark. So about 2 minutes left. Our 5 minutes have hit the 2-minute mark. So 2 minutes left. Let us enjoy this literacy lesson. Let us have fun in this literacy lesson. Let us enjoy it as much as possible. We're doing literacy today. Literacy. Literacy today. Literacy. We're doing literacy today. We're doing literacy today. Literacy. Let me check the time. We are approaching the minute mark. We are approaching the minute mark. The 1 minute mark, we are approaching it. We are approaching the minute mark. We are truly approaching the minute mark. And since we are approaching the minute mark, it's good that we're approaching the minute mark. Yeah, almost done. This 5 minutes. These 5 beautiful minutes. Then we're going to get into a beautiful lesson. After we get into the lesson, then we start actually interacting and enjoying the lesson. So we've got 5 minutes left. Let me just check. Got a minute. 1 minute on my timer. My timer says we have 1 minute. We have a minute left of our 5 minutes. We've got 1 minute left of our 5 minutes. All right. Well, 1 minute left of our 5 minutes. Because now it says 7 minutes past 12. So we've got about 44 seconds. 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 10 seconds, about 10 seconds left. 10 seconds. About 10 seconds left. 10 seconds. Good. Time up. The 5 minutes are up. Let us enjoy this lesson. In the numeracy lesson, I spoke about that, it's always good that there must be something different about you. So what is different about today? I hope everyone has seen that I'm not wearing a cap today. I thought maybe I must change something, so I'm not wearing a cap today. But let us enjoy the lesson. Right. So the last time, what did we do the last time? The last time we had a lesson about Mother's Day, and I made you guys write thank you notes to your mommies. Each and every one of you wrote thank you notes to your mommies. I haven't received any picture of the notes, but I did get some beautiful messages via the Twitter. So via Twitter, I got some beautiful messages from the different mommies who are saying thank you for the lessons. I should actually be thanking you guys for the lessons. I should be actually thanking you guys for actually allowing your children to actually participate. So I'd like to thank all the mommies who are actually helping, and all the daddies as well who are also making sure that you guys enjoy the lesson. But the last time what we did was we made letters for our mommies, or any guardian that we see, or any parent that we see as our mommy. We're making letters for them. But that was the last time. That was last week. That was Friday. Today, what are we doing? We are reading. Today we are reading. That's the most important thing. So today all you're going to be doing is what? Reading. Reading, 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 reading. Right. So let us start. When we read, there's something called setting. Setting is the time and place where a story occurs. Setting is the time and place where a story occurs. I always use the example of SpongeBob SquarePants, but now I want to change it. So I'm going to use the example of Mr. Bean. Those who watch Mr. Bean or Mr. Bean's adventures, Mr. Bean story happens in London, England, right? Yes, London, England. And that's the setting, London, England. And it's because Mr. Bean comes from way back there. I think, when Mr. Bean was going on TV, I think maybe I was 3, 4. Very young. So the setting would be London, England, if we're talking about Mr. Bean. Those who don't know Mr. Bean is that guy who normally, he doesn't speak, but normally he goes like, that's what he normally, how he speaks. He doesn't speak, but he does actions, and they're very funny most of the time. They are very funny most of the time. So that is Mr. Bean. So that's the setting of Mr. Bean. London, England. It's the time and the place where the story occurs. Let me give you guys 2 minutes to write down the definition of setting. Definition of setting, which is the time and place where a story occurs. Time and place where the story occurs. That is setting. Giving you guys 2 minutes to write down setting. The time and place where the story happens, occurs. For the story of Mr. Bean, it's London, England. It's London, England. The story of Mr. Bean, it's in London, England. For the story, or let me say the cartoon, which you can call SpongeBob, it's in Bikini Bottom. It's in Bikini Bottom. That's where the setting is. For Tarzan, it's in the jungle. It's in the jungle, deep forest jungle. That's where the story of Tarzan happens. If it's Batman, we're talking about Gotham City. That would be the setting, where the story happens, where it occurs, where the story is. That is our setting. Setting. Remember when we did Creepy Spiders? There was a time when we read the story of Creepy Spiders. Creepy Spiders, the setting was in, what was the name? Anna's house. So it was Anna's house, because most of the time it would happen, the story happens in Anna's house. So the setting was Anna's house, the story of Creepy Spiders. So we have about 20 seconds left. 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Right. Characters. Characters can be people, creatures, or animals, right? Who can think, feel, and act in the story. So it is people, creatures, or animals who can think, feel, and act in the story. So if I go back to the examples that I made of the characters that I talked about, Mr. Bean's character, Batman in the stories, the Adventures of Batman is a character. SpongeBob, Patrick, Mr. Krabs are characters in the story of SpongeBob SquarePants. So those are characters. So please write this down. I'll give you guys 1 minute to write this down. 1 minute for you guys to write down what are characters. What are the people characters in the story? Yes. Characters. People can think, creatures, animals, animals who are talking, fighting sometimes. Those are characters in the story. characters. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30. 20 seconds. We have about 20 seconds of this beautiful, or for you guys to write what are characters. 20 seconds. And you have 10 seconds now, which are 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let me give some time more, delay a bit, talk slowly so you can write everything, and give you another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time up. Right, let us read the story. Right, what did you say? What did you say? Title of the story, what did you say? People use sayings every day. You may ask an unhappy friend why she's feeling blue. If you have done only a small part of a big job, you might call it a drop in a drop in the bucket. These sayings don't mean exactly what the words say, but it's easy to tell why we use them. Blue is a cool, quiet color. So it's a good word for sad. A bucket holds too many water drops to count. So just one drop is very little. Other sayings are more difficult to understand. When you are about to go to bed, you are going to hit the hay. Thus saying does not mean make much sense unless you know where it came from. It was first used in the 1930s. At that time, many Americans were out of work, so went from place to place looking for jobs. At night, they were very tired. They often made a bed of hay in the field or barn. As soon as their heads hit the hay, they fell asleep. Here is another saying. When you are sick, you might say you are under the weather. But why? This is more than 200 years. But why? This is more than 200 years old. It began in the days when many people went from place to place by boat. When the storm winds rocked the boat, people often felt sick. The boat was sailing under the weather. Old sayings like these can be hard for kids to understand. But new sayings come along every day. Kids understand new sayings better than older ones do. That's why your grandmother might not know what you mean when you say, chill out, give me five. She might think you're off your rocker. You are off your rocker. Let me read the story one more time. People use sayings every day. You may ask an unhappy friend why she's feeling blue. If you have done only a small part of a big job, you might call it a drop in the bucket. These sayings don't mean exactly what the words say, but it is easy to tell why we use them. Blue is a cool, quiet color, so it's a good word for sad. A bucket holds many water drops to count. So just one drop is very little. Other sayings are more difficult to understand. When you are about to go to bed, you are going to hit the hay. This saying much does not make much sense unless you know where it came from. It was first used in the 1930s. At the time, many Americans were out of work. Some went from place to place looking for jobs. At night, they were very tired and they often made a bed of hay in a field or barn. As soon as their heads hit the hay, they fell asleep. Here is another saying. When you are sick, you might say you are under the weather. But why? This saying is more than 200 years old. It began in the days when many people went from place to place the by by boat. When the storm winds rocked the boat, people often felt sick. The boat was sailing under the weather. Old sayings like these can be hard for kids to understand, but new sayings come along every day. Kids often understand new sayings better than older ones do. That's why your grandmother might not know what you mean when you say chill out or give me five. She might think you're off your rocker. So the story is about sayings. What I'll ask you guys to do is that now you can, what can we do this? You can, uh, we can answer the questions together, right? And then after answering the questions together, then we can go to the next story. Well, I'll read also the next story the same. And then those are the questions that we'll actually spend time in answering. So let's go to, it's about sayings. Sayings, different things that we say, um, different things that we say, but we don't have use the actual meaning. Like if someone says, yeah, they used drop in the bucket, I would have said, but that thing was a drop in the ocean, meaning that that thing that you did or think about is the smallest part of the big picture. So that's why I would say drop in the ocean or drop in the bucket. But now let's answer the questions. What is the article mostly about? What is it about? Who can answer? What is the article mostly about? Who can answer? Answer going once, answer going twice. I'll do it. The story is about sayings. The story is about sayings. Different words or phrases that you use. It's about sayings. Right. Question number 2. What is another good title for this article? Feeling blue, people in the United States, old sayings, a cool, quiet color. I would say C. Why? Because old sayings like these, if you read the text, are hard to understand. So I'd say C. Number 3, what does feeling blue mean? Let's go to the text. If we look for it, what's this? People are using sayings every day. You might ask an unhappy friend why she's feeling blue. Unhappy means sad. So it means that we are saying A, sad. What does hit the hay mean? Let's look for hit the hay. Write down here to say that you're going to sleep. If we read here to say that when you are about to go to bed, you are going to say hit the hay. So when you hit the hay, it means that you're going to sleep. 5, which saying is more than 200 years old? Then it says, this saying is more than 200 years old, which is what? Under the weather. More than 200 years old because they used to use boats. And then when there was a storm, they would feel the boat shaking and they would tremble. Then they would say they're under the weather. So it's A, C, A, First, go to bed or go to sleep, and D. Those are our answers. I'm going to give you guys a minute to write down the answers before we do the next question, the next story. Most of the questions here are multiple choice, so just write the answers here. 1 minute. I hope we're reading every day. It's very important that we read every day. Then I read the next one, and then after the next one, we're done for the day. Ten seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think it's time. Right. Comparing and contrasting. What is a whale? The story is, what is a whale? Let me give you guys 4 minutes. Yeah, let me see how many minutes can I give you. Let me give you guys 3 minutes to write down the questions. Then we read the story. And after that, we'll answer them. 3 minutes now to write down all the questions. 3 minutes. Write down. No. Yeah. Write down question number. Don't write the multiple choice ones. 1, 2, and 5. Question number 1, 2, and 5. You have 3 minutes to write question number 1, 2, and 5. You're only writing down the question. Number 1, 2, and 5. You're only writing down the question. You're writing down the question. You're only 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 writing down the question. Question 1, 2, and 5. Then we read the story. After we read the story, you answer the questions. After we answer the questions, then we must at least finish in the next 7, because we must have enough time for the homework. But let's see what we can do. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's what I've always said. That's an old saying as well. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's also an old saying as well. Where you can do something, there's a way. Where you are able, where you feel that you can do something, there's a way. So we've got a minute left. Guys, please write as quick as possible. Write as quick as possible. Just write, how are the bodies of fish and whales alike? In this article, how is a school different from a pond? Last question, how is your heart like a whale's heart? How is your heart like a whale's heart? You've got 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. Guys, the lesson is very interactive. It's very important that we work together. So we've got 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Right. What is a whale? What is a whale? I made an oopsie. What is a whale? What is a whale? Many people think that a whale is a kind of fish. A whale is not a fish at all, but whales and fish are much alike. Like fish, whales spend their lives in the water. Whales and fish both have fins. They use the fins to swim. Whales often stay together in groups. These groups are called ponds. Many kinds of fish also stay together in groups. A group of fish is called a school. Whales are different from fish in an important way. A fish can breathe underwater. A whale cannot. A whale must come to the top of the water to take a breath. It takes in air through the hole on its back. A whale can hold its breath underwater for a long time, but after a while, it must come back for air, for more air. If a whale is not a fish, what is it? A whale is a mammal. There are many kinds of mammals. Dogs, cats, horses are mammals too. Most mammals live only on land. Some, which as beavers, live a part of the time on land and a part of the time in water. Besides, like the whale, just one other mammal, the sea cow, lives only in water. Did you know that you are a mammal too? You're you are more like a whale than you might think. You have hair on your body, so does a whale. Your heart has four parts, so does a whale. Your body always stays at the same temperature. A whale's body does too. Of course, you are different from a whale in many ways. You don't have fins or a tail. You spend almost all your time on land. And here's something to think about the next time you go swimming. When you dive underwater and come up for air, you are acting just like a whale. Let me read it one more time. Many people think that what is a whale? What is a whale? Many people think that a whale is a kind of fish. A whale is not a fish at all, but whales and fish are much alike. Like fish, whales spend their lives in the water. Whales and fish both have fins. They use their fins to swim. Whales often stay in groups. These groups are called pods. Um, Many kinds of fish stay together in groups. A group of fish is called a school of fish. Whales are different from fish and in from fish in an important way. A fish can breathe underwater. A whale cannot. A whale must come to the top of the water to take a breath. It takes in air through the hole on top of its back. A whale can hold its breath under the water for a long time, but after a while, it must come back up for more air. If a whale is not a fish, what is it? A whale is a mammal. There are many kinds of mammals. Dogs, cats, horses are mammals too. Most mammals live only on land. Some, such as beavers, live part of the time on land and part of the time in water. Besides the whale, just one other mammal, the sea cow, lives in water. Did you know that you are a mammal too? You are more like a whale than you might think. You have hair on your body. So does a whale. Your heart has four parts. So does a whale. Your body always stays at the same temperature. A whale's body does too. Of course, you are different from a whale in many ways. You don't have fins or a tail. You spend almost all your time on land. But here's something to think about the next time you go swimming. When you dive under the water and come up for air, you are acting just like a whale. So, what's the time? I'll give you guys 3 minutes to answer the questions. The time starts now. 3 minutes to answer the questions. Since you wrote them down, we'll start here to answer the questions. Let me see if there's no. Okay. 3 minutes to answer the questions. Your 3 minutes have started. Answer those questions. Then I'll go through them with you, and then we have a question and answer time, and then we're done. So 3 minutes to answer the question. What is a whale? What is a whale? Two minutes. Two minutes. Two minutes. Checking my timer. My timer says we have 2 minutes. Got about a minute left. 1 minute. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Then we're going to answer the questions together. Thirty seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time up. Time up. Time up. Time up. Right. Let's answer the questions together. How are the bodies of fish and whales alike? Both of them have fins. Both of them live in water. You can use that. In this article, how is a school different from a pond? A school is a group of fish. A pod is a group of whales. Question number 3. How are sea cows and whales alike? A. They spend their lives in water. 4. How are whales like dogs, cats, and horses, and even us? All of them are mammals, which is D. And how is your heart like a whale's heart? Our hearts and whales' hearts have what? 4 parts. Our hearts and the hearts of whales have what? 4 parts. Guys, I'll give you 1 minute to write down these answers. Your minute has started. 1 minute to write down the answers, then it's time for us to do homework. And then you can ask, anyone has questions, can ask a question during the homework time. You have a minute to write down this. Just write, both have fins. A school is a group of fish. A pod is a group of whales. Number 3, A. Number 4, D. Number 5, both have 4 parts. We both have 4 parts in our hearts. Our hearts have 4 parts. Got 30 seconds left to write this. 30 seconds. 30 seconds left to write this. I'll give 1 more minute. 30 seconds left to write this. 1 more. I'll add 1 more minute after the 30 seconds. Minute edit. So it's going to hit a minute very soon. Let me keep quiet and allow you guys to finish writing this, so that I can show you the homework and then the lesson is done. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Let's go to the homework. Here's your homework. Write 3 to 5 sentences about what you did during the weekend. Write 3 to 5 sentences about what you did during the weekend. Any questions? Questions going once? Questions going twice? Boom. All right. Let me just add my email address onto the chat. And then I'll also put my Twitter handle. If you want to contact me via direct message, you can at Chico _Longwa. Yes, so you can get me on Twitter or you can get me via email. I'm there, I'm ready, and this is your homework, guys. Write 3 to 5 sentences about what you did during the weekend. Write 3 to 5 sentences about what you did during the weekend. If you gave your mom a full breakfast in bed, you can write about it. If you guys painted the house, maybe you can write about it. Write 3 to 5 sentences about what you did during the weekend. And you can take a picture of it and send it to my email address that you can see here. Let me show it on the slides as well. My email address. Here's my email address, longwechiponoso@gmail.com. That's where you can add, because where you can send pictures to about what you wrote, and then I can see it. So longwechiponoso@gmail.com. That is where you can find my email address, and you can ask about both literacy and numeracy. So yeah, and since that is it and my story is over, I would like to say thank you guys for attending. Send my appreciation to your parents and know that I love you all.